Steelers country! Let's go! The Steelers have signed second team All-Pro linebacker Patrick Queen. 3 years, $41 million, less than $14 million a year. This is somebody that was expected to get 18 to 20, and we got him for less than 14. The GM Omar Khan, he awoke from his slumber, and the con artist strikes again. And oh my gosh, I think the Steelers have the fastest linebacker duo in the National Football League now, with Elandon Roberts and now Patrick Queen, one of the most well-rounded athletic linebackers in the National Football League today. Still super young. He's going to be a Pittsburgh Steeler for a very, very long time. Bring on producer Coop, baby. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Coop, how you feeling about the newest Steeler?
Let's go. I walked into the office, and literally 3 minutes after I walked in, Patrick Queen signs with the Steelers.
It's unbelievable.
And here we are live, baby, on Steelers Talk. What a great pickup for the Steelers. They get the best linebacker in free agency, less than $15 million a season, which I'm shocked.
And you know what? I don't think Omar Khan's done. He's not done. Let's go. Oh, the first super chat of the day is in. Gary. Let's go. Gary says, let's go.
Be sure to grade the signing down in the comments, A, B, C, D, or F. Our live poll right now, 89% say A.
I mean, what other grade can you give this? He is a second-team All-Pro. How old is he? I'm looking this up right now. Patrick Queen age.
He's like 25 or 26 max.
24 years old. A second-team All-Pro.
Are you joking?
He's one of the most athletic, speedy linebackers in the game. And you're pairing him up with Elandon Roberts. Again, one of the most speedy linebackers in the game. All right, this guy's good in coverage. He's a good blitzer. He is a good run defender. He's like one of the top, you can make an argument he is a top 5 linebacker in football right now, and you just got him for less than $14 million per season. There are the career stats for Patrick Queen through the first 4 years of his career.
3 of 4 years with 100-plus tackles.
I mean, this is a masterpiece from GM Omar Khan, the con artist himself. Last year, the coverage stats, all right? Because this was the big thing with Patrick Queen through the first couple years of his career, is that he was not a good coverage linebacker. Last year, with the Baltimore Ravens, it was excellent. One of the best coverage linebackers in football. He certainly has like the long arms and the speed and all this different stuff. It was just getting it, quote unquote, in in zone coverage. And, you know, he's always a good man defender, but man, almost an 80% completion percentage, I guess, last year. But, I mean, these linebackers, man, it's a tough go. It really is. He was one of the highest grade coverage linebackers in football last year. And I really do think that Patrick Queen is going to be a damn good player for the Black and Gold. $2 super chat.
Tarkus.
From Tarkus Boxes. Could we also get Bobby Wagner?
Sperry and I were literally just talking about this seconds before we went live. It's not impossible.
It's not impossible. I would say it's less likely. All right, unless they're going to cut Cole Holcomb. And even then, like, I'm not sure, like, where does Bobby Wagner fit into this 3-man rotation? Usually the Steelers only have 2 linebackers on the field.
Which,
and
as of right now, would be Queen and Roberts.
And which right now would be Queen and Roberts. And you're not going to bench either one of those or have one of those guys be a rotational guy. I think Elandon Roberts is going to be the green dot here. Now, if you get Bobby Wagner, he's the green dot. All right, yeah. He's been the green dot there in Seattle the last 12 years or whatever it's been. So, I mean, if you get Bobby Wagner for a cheap price, this might be the best linebacking core in the National Football League. Easily.
By
I mean,
far.
it wouldn't even be close. And then you have Alex Highsmith and TJ Watt as your outside linebackers, your edge rushers. And then you got Keanu Benson and Cam Hayward and Larry Ogunjobi in the middle.
Is it the best defense in the NFL?
I think this is the best defense in the NFL.
Might be.
They need to get a good number 2 corner, though.
Yes.
That's something that Omar Khan does need to get done
now,
today.
Do you think that's free agency or is that draft?
It could be trade.
Could be trade as well.
It could be L'Jarius Sneed.
It could be.
Absolutely could. Oh! A $20 super chat from Christopher Roy. Says, holy swear word, we got Queen.
Holy shit. Let's go. Is Omar done now?
And what's the cap? So
no.
I wouldn't worry about the cap too much because I think they're going to sign the players that they want to sign, and then they're going to tailor the restructures for Minkah and Alex Highsmith to whatever dollar amount they need for this year.
Correct.
So I wouldn't worry too much about the cap. So the Steelers came into today with just over $25 million, and it's slated to be. I mean, we don't know the structure of the contract yet. We don't know if it's backloaded, front-loaded, whatever, but it's like $13.4 million per year. So you still have, some room, and then with the restructures, you have even more room.
It kind of blows my mind that they got him for less than $15 million a year.
I mean, it's crazy. This guy was expected to go 18.5 according to Pro Football Focus. He's a second-team All-Pro. He's only 24 years old. He was really good in pass coverage last year. Great blitzer, good tackler. I mean, he's one of the most complete linebackers in the game. And some people were expecting, some people were like, he hasn't signed yet because he's asking for too much money. I guess not, man. I mean, he was expected to
What a signing!
He was expected to go to Seattle.
Yes.
Because of the connection with their new head coach, Mike McDonald. But it looks like he wants to eat the Ravens' lunch money twice a year.
Let's go, baby. He went 0-2 against him, so he said, if I can't beat him, I'll join him.
Exactly. John Sennett says, just because I love the show.
Shout out to you, John.
Shout out to you, John, for the $2 super chat. And then Brian comes in with a $1 super chat. Shout out to you, Brian. Good to see your face. $2 super chat here from 540 says, get Y Soldier out of the chat.
Oh, yeah, we have salty Ratbirds fans in the chat.
We have Ratbirds?
Oh, yeah.
There's somebody's upset.
They're salty.
They're so upset. We took their queen.
Get
Let's go.
Ratbirds.
Omar Khan just took Eric DaCosta's queen in the great game of chess that is NFL free agency.
Also, first-time super chatter.
Rick Flair drip. Woo! Shout out to you, 540. TC Mosley, $2 super chat says, Con artist, keep it going, baby. I'm going to predict this right now. I think the Steelers make another move while we're still live.
Oh, yes.
Let's go. $2 super chat from John Bacola. Joe Bacola, sorry. I'm so excited I can't even read right now. $2 super chat. First time super chats. Let's give him some Ric Flair drip. Woo!
Let's go, baby.
Dude, that is such a steal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. They have one of the best, if not the best, linebacker duo in football right now, and Patrick Queen and Elandon Roberts. They've got Minkah Fitzpatrick over the middle. They've got Joey Porter Jr. They've got TJ Watt. They've got Alex Highsmith. They've got Cam Hayward. And by the way, if you want to make a quick social, Russell Wilson tweeted out his reaction.
Oh, let's go.
Russell Wilson has been very active on X the last couple days. Yesterday he said, good day to be a Steeler. And today he reacts to the Patrick Queen. We'll put that up here in just a second. But a $2 super chat from Kermit is my God. What's up, Kermit? It says Cole Holcomb cut. How much cap would that open up? So Cole Holcomb is a weird situation because it doesn't seem like Omar Khan is expecting him to be back for the start of the season because
he's not going to be healthy for the start of the season?
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Like his leg injury was like one of the most gruesome injuries we have ever seen on a football field, for sure last season, but in recent memory.
It was nasty.
Especially for Steelers players. So the big question for Khan is going to be, do you trust Cole Holcomb to be the guy that he was pre-injury? And, I mean, another thing is he even going to be able to be ready to play week 1 next year? And I don't know the answers to those questions. They're gonna have to talk with their medical staff. They're going to have to talk with their front office people, all these different things. And I'm rooting for Holcomb. I hope he's on this team. I mean, he's the golden mullet. I mean, I love that. He played pretty decently for the Steelers last year, actually, when he was in. So I would hate to see him go. But if he's cut, okay, so it's like $3 million dead cap, $4 million savings. But if you transfer that into a post-June 1st designation, the Steelers have 2 of those this year. You can make it $6 million savings and like just over $1 million in dead cap. Okay, so you could do that. Is that really worth doing the post-June 1st designation to save an extra $2 million? I don't know.
Not.
And I don't know, man. But I'm rooting for my guy Cole Holcomb, the golden mullet. But
it's really shitty because he was playing some good football before he got hurt.
He was, but it doesn't sound like Omar Khan is expecting him back for the start of the season, or at least maybe not fully healthy, which is probably a big reason why they spent as much as they did on an inside linebacker here in Patrick Queen. Then we got KD Swag, $2 super chat. Says, I don't know this new Steelers team. I love it. And listen, man, this is something that I was thinking about yesterday. All these people on the national media and even Steelers media saying, oh, the Steelers just don't sign anybody. Oh, the Steelers never make moves.
What do you have to say now?
That's not Omar Khan. Omar Khan is not Kevin Colbert. Kevin Colbert would sit on his hands and on his ass all day during free agency and just draft players. That's all. And he never traded during the draft. He was the most milquetoast GM in the history of the National Football League.
That's why he's not our GM anymore.
Exactly. But Omar Khan, coming from the Eagles that are extremely, extremely aggressive, I mean, he's adopting that Howie Roseman aggressive style here in Pittsburgh. So people are like, oh, the Steelers aren't going to make a move for a quarterback. They're going to stick with Kenny Pickett because that's what the quote-unquote Steelers always do. But this is a new day with the con artist, and here's QB1 pumped up about Patrick Queen. Let's go.
Let's fucking go.
Danger, Russell Wilson. By the way, he's already changed his...
The profile picture's kind of tough, too.
Profile picture's kind of tough, man. That edit is a nice one there from the 33rd
We may have to steal that one.
Super chats just keep rolling. $2 super chat from Gregory Jared says, let's get a center, corner, and win this chip. I'm right there with you, Gregory. Over 1,000 people in the chat. Can you believe it?
Be sure to hit that subscribe button for all the latest Steelers news and rumors, analysis. We have you covered every single day with the best Pittsburgh Steelers content.
If they make another move, we're going to be covering it live here on the channel, so don't go anywhere. Click that subscribe button. We're going to have extensive free agency coverage all throughout the offseason, and I agree with Gregory here. Let's go get a center, all right? You guys still have Connor Williams on the market, Coleman Shelton, Evan Brown. Get one of those guys and then draft one in the draft, all right? That's what I'm in favor for. $5 super chat here from Caleb Herzog.
Let's go!
He says, let's go! Christopher Roy back with a $5 super chat. Says, now let's trade for Snead.
I'm in. Deontay in a fourth.
Give him Deontay in a 4th-round pick, man. Sign Tyler Boyd while you're at it.
I'm in.
Sign Tyler Boyd while you're at it. $5 super chat, Alex Garcia. Wish the Steelers improving defense. Can they stop Lamar and Henry twice?
Oh, yeah.
They're going to do more than just stop them. They're going to take their freaking lunch money. We're going to sweep the Baltimore Ravens next year.
Lamar's the 2-time MVP, and he stinks against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
His completion percentage in his career against the Steelers is like 55%. He stinks. And now we put Patrick Queen on the defense?
Are you joking?
Good luck. Good luck, Baltimore.
Right.
You're done. All right? You're done. James Bennett comes, well, we got to get some more cap space. What's next? Restructuring.
Restructure Highsmith and restructure Fitzpatrick.
Yes. So I think Highsmith still has 4 years left on his deal. That is a super easy restructure. Minka, I think, has 3 years left on his deal. Easy restructure.
Yes.
You can even restructure Cam Hayward if you really want to. Okay, so you can restructure contracts. I don't think the cap is going to be a big deal for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Right now, they still have about 12 as we stand here today.
Yes, $12 million. Yep.
Because there was just over 25 to start the day. They're spending 13.4 of that on Patrick Queen. So, I mean, what moves are they going to be making in the coming hours? I don't know.
I can't wait to see.
But, I mean, it's not – the Steelers have more than $12 million. All right,
Yes.
just keep that in mind because they're going to be doing these restructures after they sign these players. Okay, so $2 super chat from Hot Rod 24 says, now we need to get Boyd. And honestly, guys –
bring back the Yinzer.
honestly, I kind of like the idea of bringing Boyd in.
Oh, yeah.
Now, what is he going to be making in terms of a contract? What is he asking
Now,
for?
are you comfortable as Boyd as wide receiver 2?
I am.
You are, okay.
I am, especially. I'm comfortable with Boyd as wide receiver 2 if they go out and get a really good high upside wide receiver in the draft, like a Keon Coleman or Adonai Mitchell if he somehow falls to them right in the second round. That would be unbelievable, right? The Steelers can absolutely get or Jalen McMillan. I really like McMillan out of Washington too. There's a lot of good receivers, and because of that, people are going to be taking some of their more higher priority positions in the first round, and these guys are going to fall because it's so deep. All right, so I think the Steelers are going to get a steal on a wide receiver in round 2, and they might take a center in round 1 now, Mr. Coop. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. Titus Kitchen says we're
going all in this season.
I think so
Number
too,
7,
Titus.
baby.
I think so, man, because you got Russell Wilson, all right, on the vet minimum. Okay, so this is somebody that was top 10 in passer rating last year. He had a higher passer rating than Patrick Mahomes. And no, okay, chill your tits at home. I'm not saying he's better than Patrick Mahomes. I'm saying that a guy that has a better passer rating than him, getting him for a $1.2 million contract is unbelievable.
It's crazy.
And it gives the Steelers an opportunity to build an incredible roster around him this season and become one of, if not the most complete team in the National Football League. All right, I'm super excited. Robert Folsom with a $1 super chat. $2 super chat here from AP says, I'm feeling unlimited. You got to love feeling unlimited.
Oh! Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go. Here we go, Steelers. Here we go.
Gotta love it, man. It says, are there any more goods right tackles left? So, Jonah Williams, I don't love that. I don't love it. He gives up a lot of sacks.
What's the number on him, though, do you think?
I don't know. It's
within the Steelers' budget.
Let me see what Pro Football Focus says on him. I can't imagine it's like too high. So there's still Tyron Smith out there. If you're going all in, Tyron Smith might be the move,
I ain't
man.
mad about Tyron Smith.
I'm not going to lie. If you're going all in, Tyron Smith might be the move. And maybe go get your center in the draft. Then you get Trent Brown. I think Trent Brown's a good fit.
That'd be a good fit.
I think Mike Tomlin, he's had some behavior issues, but I think Tomlin's really good at holding those in.
Do you play Brown on the left?
He could play either, so I'd be fine with whatever the Steelers decide. I trust Mike Tomlin to make that call. Becton, I don't like the risk.
Mekhi Becton?
Yeah. Donovan Smith, Super Bowl champion, but he was 57.8 Pro Football Focus grade, not great. George Fant, don't love it. I just saw Chukwuma Okorafor. What a joke.
No, thank you.
Charles Leno Jr.
Thank you.
I mean, his Pro Football Focus grade is actually okay. 72.5, which was 28th.
I watched him last year. I didn't like it.
I feel like he's more of like a swing tackle.
Yeah.
Like a good backup, whatever. $20 super chat here from Brandon Nicholson. Says, let's go. Draft a center, then wide receiver, trade DeAndre, and a pick for Snead. If they add L'Jarius Sneed to this defense, this might be, we've had some great defenses here with the Pittsburgh Steelers. This one might be among the greats in Steelers history.
It would be an awesome defense for sure.
You have arguably the best pass rusher on the planet. You have arguably the best number 2 edge rusher on the planet. You still have Cam Hayward, who's going to be healthy next year. He wasn't even healthy last year off a groin. Oh! Another 20 from Chuchi.
Let's go.
Says, OMG, these linebackers. And, man, if they cut Cole Holcomb and they sign Bobby Wagner to replace his spot in the rotation, oh, my God, dude. That would be an unstoppable trio of linebackers.
So, one thing I wanted to ask you on the last Super Chat on Brandon. Do you think drafting a center at 20 is realistic?
Yes, absolutely at this point, guys. Okay? Especially if they sign a tackle, like a Tyron Smith today or something like that. There's just not many like high-end centers on the free agency market right now. And if I'm trusting, like if I have to choose between right tackle or center, which one is easier for a rookie to play at a high level at?
It's center.
It's center because centers get double team help, right? So I'm looking at a guy like Jackson Powers Johnson, who is literally like, if Arthur Smith could build a center for his offense, he'd build Jackson Powers Johnson.
Oh, yeah.
Big, strong, intelligent, extremely athletic. He was moving better than some of the tackles. I mean, it's just unbelievable the way this guy moves.
Are you designating him a Sperry Psycho?
He's a Sperry Psycho.
Let's go, baby.
He's a Sperry Psycho. Now, I'm okay with either one, but like I feel like the tackles that you can get in free agency, even David Bakhtiari, he's available now.
He is available, yes.
He's always
cut by
hurt.
the Packers. He doesn't play very often.
He's always hurt, but when he's in, he's pretty good.
Darkest light.
Darkest light with a $20 super chat says, "Yo, we need Kenny Moore." I'd love to have Kenny Moore, man. He's got the versatility, man. Slot.
You can play him next to Minka.
Outside. You can even play him at safety a little bit. You know, Kenny Moore is also a great locker room guy. He's great in the community. He's a great dude. And he just had the highest PFF grade of his career last year. I would love Kenny Moore on the Pittsburgh Steelers, man. I'm not going to lie. Then we got $2 super chat from His Royal Highness of Black Diamond. The King, Kyle King, says, "I've heard some rumblings of Willie Gay Jr." Yes, Willie Gay Jr. is starting to
I've seen it on the Twitter bar.
percolate, but I mean, I could see them signing Willie Gay. If they're planning on letting go of Cole Holcomb, Willie Gay would be a good third linebacker.
That would be awesome.
You know, Willie Gay's a Super Bowl champion with the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, he is.
You know, so you could have Patrick Queen and Elandon Roberts as your two top guys, and then you have Willie Gay Jr. to fill the Quan Alexander role. That's a great.
Timmy!
Steelers talk is exploding, baby! $50 super chat says, "Let's go, baby!" By the way, Timmy, I'm just going to throw this out there, Timmy. Another 50, and you join Steelers Talk Gold Club.
People are talking, Timmy.
For life. Give him a little preview of what it would look like for that Steelers Talk Gold Club sticker on there for Timmy. We're going to show Timmy what it would look like. Give him a little tease here.
All right, Timmy.
Timmy,
this could be you.
Another 50. And
this could be you,
this
Timmy.
could be you, Timmy. All right, the Steelers Talk Gold Club get a shout out on every live stream. Let's go, Timmy. Let's go, Timmy.
All right.
Let's go, Timmy.
I think it's time we get into the cut here, Spare Dog.
It's about damn time, right?
It's about the Yinzers have showed up in full force.
We got over 11. Well, we have more people for this stream than the Russell Wilson stream.
Unbelievable.
This is crazy, folks. This is crazy. All right, I've done it. Timmy, Gold Club, baby. $50 away. I'm just going to say that right now. Let's get into this cut right now. Patrick Queen to the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's break it down live on the show right now. Omar Khan, you dog. Oh my goodness. The Pittsburgh Steelers are signing number one inside linebacker in NFL free agency this year, Patrick Queen, poaching him from division rival Baltimore, where he's going to be playing his former team twice a year, and he's going to help us take the Baltimore Ravens lunch money all year long. Once again, it's a 3-year contract worth $41 million. That's less than $14 million per season. He was expected to sign for upwards of $18 million. Omar Khan gets one of the steals of free agency here with Patrick Queen. We're going to be breaking down this move today on Steelers Talk, but before we get into today's action, this is why you subscribe to the channel. We give you guys breaking news updates every single time the Steelers make a big move all throughout free agency. I'm telling you guys right now, Omar Khan's not done. All right, he's going to be making more moves. This team is going to continue to get better, and we're going to become one of the best rosters in the National Football League this year. So if you want to join us for the Russell Wilson era here in Pittsburgh with Patrick Queen, make sure you click that subscribe button right now for breaking news coverage here on the channel. Let's go into Patrick Queen's numbers over the last 4 seasons. And last year, second team All-Pro in the National Football League and a Pro Bowler, 3.5 sacks, 9 tackles for loss, and a massive whopping 133 tackles. The big improvement in Patrick Queen's game last year was his pass defense. That has been a big question mark throughout his career. Last year, he answered that by becoming one of the best coverage linebackers in the National Football League. He's also a great blitzer, and he's a very solid tackler. I would assume Elandon Roberts is going to keep the green dot because Patrick Queen did not have the green dot in Baltimore. He's not used to that. But man, that combination of speed between Elandon Roberts and Patrick Queen, it's going to make one of the fastest, if not the fastest, linebacker duo in the National Football League today. So let me know, what's your one-word reaction to the news today? This is going to be the pinned comment on today's show. YouTube's going to throw you an ad break here in just a couple of seconds. When that happens, take advantage of that time by giving me your one-word reaction down there in the comments. For me personally, my one word is con, as in con artist, because this is a brilliant move by GM Omar Khan. So here are the coverage stats for Patrick Queen, and I would say right now that the Pro Football Focus coverage grade would show that he's a better player than this might show. I mean, 80% completion percentage against Queen doesn't look very good. He allowed 2 touchdowns. He did have 6 pass breakups and an interception last year, but the quarterback rating there, man, giving up a 97.6. So maybe he still has a little bit of a ways to go in terms of his pass coverage, but he definitely improved a lot in this category in last season and it made him an All-Pro. All right, a second-team All-Pro. That is the same team that Bobby Wagner made last year. And you know what, man? Maybe I would have rather had Bobby Wagner at the price point that Wagner maybe would have been at, but we don't know if he was even interested in joining the Pittsburgh Steelers. And getting a guy of this caliber at 24 years of age, on a 3-year deal at this price point, I mean, by the end of this contract, this is going to be an absolute steal for the Pittsburgh Steelers, paying a guy like this that much money. QB1 Russell Wilson also weighed in on Twitter. He seems to approve of the move going, Queen! You gotta love it. Russell Wilson getting in on the fun. It seems like Russell is very happy to be a Pittsburgh Steeler. So let's take a look at his 2023 stats here. Over 130 tackles. That is massive. 9 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. He's a great blitzer. And he had 6 pass breakups for the Baltimore Ravens in that excellent defense that they had there in Baltimore last year. I mean, I hate the Baltimore Ravens with a fiery passion, but you got to admit that was a very good defense last year. Patrick Queen was a big part of that. And now because he figured out the Ravens don't beat the Steelers, so he's like, if you can't beat them, join them, baby. Let's go, Patrick. Can't wait for you to arrive in the Steel City. Now let's talk about a move that could be on the horizon here for Omar Khan because, I mean, I think the missing piece to this defense right now is a big-time cornerback to pair with Joey Porter Jr. on the outside. And I think L'Jarius Sneed might be the guy that he is targeting, specifically because the Chiefs are looking at potentially adding a wide receiver this offseason, not only in free agency, but probably also in the draft. They need to get better at that position. And lo and behold, the Pittsburgh Steelers have a guy named Deontay Johnson who is no longer a fit in the Arthur Smith offense. All right, he's got 1 year left on his contract. He's had some grievances with the team. It sounds like some rumblings. And you have an extra 4th-round pick. So if I'm Omar Khan, I'm giving Kansas City a call. And I'm saying, hey, man, okay, let's get this done. You know Sneed's not going to be on your roster next year. Give us Sneed. We'll give you the wide receiver you're looking for in Deontay Johnson, and we'll give you an additional 4th-round pick for your trouble. I think that works for both sides. You get L'Jarius Sneed in this defense, and with the amount of speed and physicality that Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan are collecting on this defense, good Lord, watch out because there's going to be nobody scoring on this defense next year. So tell me, down there in the comment section, who should the Steelers sign next? I've heard some people say, let's go get Bobby Wagner and get a 3rd linebacker and make this the best linebacking group in the National Football League. Honestly, guys, I'd probably rather go out and get an offensive lineman of some sort. I'd rather get a starting safety because I think linebacker is actually in a pretty darn good spot right now. So if I have to pick one person, I would say go and get L'Jarius Sneed, trade Deontay Johnson to get him if need be. I think that's the best move for the Steelers moving forward. And man, that defense is going to be nasty. All right, so man, I really do think some final thoughts to wrap up here. Patrick Queen, you're getting an all-pro caliber linebacker for less than $14 million a season when he was expected to make $18 million. All right, he's very well-rounded. He can play. He can play whatever blitz. He's a good run defender. He's a great, reliable tackler. You see that with the tackle number last year, and he's been improving as a pass defender throughout his career. This guy has Pittsburgh Steelers written all over him, in my opinion, and I think he is going to be special in this defense where Mike Tomlin is going to be deploying him on all these different types of blitzes and creeper pressures and, disguises. I mean, this is the type of guy and the type of athlete that you can do a lot of stuff with. The Baltimore Ravens did that last year with him, and he was a big reason why that defense was so dominant in Baltimore last year, and now he's coming to the Pittsburgh Steelers to give that level of dominance to the Steelers, who already had a great defense. Remember, guys, this is a team that was top 10, if not top 5 in all major defensive categories in 2023. And now you're adding Patrick Queen to the mix with Elandon Roberts, who, in my opinion, should have been a Pro Bowler last year. He played that well. And then you still have T.J. Watt and Alex Highsmith on the outside. You still have Cam Hayward and Keanu Benson on the inside. You have Joey Porter Jr. at corner and Minkah Fitzpatrick at safety. Now, Omar Khan definitely still needs to sign a starting safety. He still needs to get a starting center. He still needs to fill the need at offensive tackle eventually. And he still needs to get another outside corner and nickel corner. So there's still things to be done for the Pittsburgh Steelers this year. All right, so make sure you guys click that subscribe button, because when those big moves happen and we get those starters locked in for the Steelers defense in 2024, we're going to be going and giving you guys breaking news coverage right here on the channel. So to finish off today's show, let me know. Grade the signing of Patrick Queen. A, B, C, D, or F. I mean, getting an all-pro linebacker for less than $14 million a year, I don't know how you could give it anything other than an A, but if you are giving it something lower than that, explain your reasonings and your qualms or your complaints about this move. Did they spend too much money? Do you think Queen's not as good of a player as the all-pro status suggests? Let me know how you're feeling about Patrick Queen down there in the comments section. Guys, you can give me a follow on Twitter /X at Jack_Sperry for more Steelers updates. I'm going to be putting out the top free agency targets on my Twitter for the Steelers every single day, updating it for you guys so you know which players the Steelers could be watching out for over the coming days. Really do appreciate all of your support. Make sure you click that subscribe button. Give me a follow on Twitter. And until next time, here we go, Steelers.
Oh! You guys went crazy during that segment. Gary!
This one's coming in from Gary Reynolds. Bang!
Let's go, Gary!
Let's go, Gary! Gary! Let's go! And a $50 super chat!
Tippy!
The newest Steelers Taco Club member, Timmy Locklear. Everyone give it up for Timmy. Let's go!
2 Gold Club members joining the family. You love to see it.
Unbelievable. $5 super chat from Rig Steel. Says, great show, guys. Mahomes, here we come.
F Kansas City. We're winning the Super Bowl, baby.
I mean, Kansas City's going to be favored over the Steelers and probably the Ravens as well. But we know the Steelers own the Ravens.
Oh, yeah.
We're gonna sweep them next year. Okay, I'm very confident in that. Okay, maybe not very confident, but fuck the Ravens. Okay?
Yeah, screw them.
But, like, Russell Wilson with the Denver Broncos beat Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs this past year.
Yes, he did.
He had a higher passer rating than Patrick Mahomes this past year.
Yes, he did.
So, no, Russell Wilson's not better than Patrick Mahomes, okay? But getting a guy with a better passer rating than Patrick Mahomes last year for $1.2 million, who's a perfect fit for Arthur Smith's system with the play-action deep balls with George Pickens on the outside.
Are you joking?
I honestly think this is going to be the steal of the NFL offseason, getting Russell Wilson for $1.2 million. It's unbelievable the kind of value that Omar Khan has had. $5 super chat here from Brandon Nicholson. Brandon's got to be getting...
Brandon's close. I'll count up Brandon in just a
Brandon's got to be getting close to Gold Club here, man. Says, even if we sign a center in free agency, they're all mid, in my opinion. Got to get a younger center that can potentially be the center and anchor down the line. He wants Jackson Powers-Johnson. And, I think what the Steelers are going to do is, like you said, the centers are a little bit – Connor Williams, I think, would be a great fit. I think he's a little expensive, but if Khan can pull off a Patrick Queen type deal where you're paying him less than what's expected, Connor Williams was the number 1 graded center in football last year. Number 1 by Pro Football Focus. So would I like for the Steelers to get him in a similar system here where it's going to be a lot of outside zone like it is down there in Miami? Yes, I would like Connor Williams here in Pittsburgh. But yes, I would also be cool with getting like a Coleman Shelton or something like that from the Los Angeles Rams and then drafting the center of the future early in this year's draft. I'm perfectly okay with that as well. $20 super chat from EL. Or is that EI? I don't know.
I think that's an I. Shout out. Either way.
I think it's L because he puts the L in.
I like that. Okay, yeah. we'll say it's L.
We'll say it's EL. L. Russ hopefully brings Sierra to the game. Celebrity eye candy.
Oh, she'll be there.
Oh, she'll be there. All right. Whether she wants to be in Southern Pennsylvania or not.
She has no choice now.
She has no choice now. Russ is coming, baby. Aren't they part owners of the stadium, by the way? Is Gold Club 100 per stream. So Gold Club is $100 on just one stream.
On one stream, yes.
All you have to do is put in 100 for one stream, and you're in Gold Club for life.
For life.
All right, so
I needed to count up Brandon, right? Yeah, let me count him up.
Yeah, count up Brandon, and I'll say this right now. So I'll answer his question. They're part owners in Acrisure.
Russell is.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Russ and Sierra, joint partners. So they are a part of the company that owns the stadium. So I guess partly Russell Wilson owns Acrisure Stadium, which is kind of crazy.
Partly.
He is it is kind of nuts, man. I'm not going to lie. All right, so we got $5 super chat here from Chuchi. What's up, Chuchi? Says, great linebackers. Have you seen Le'Veon Bell? He is ripped in his training already. Could he be a third running back for the Steelers? I mean, bro, I know Cam Hayward is okay. I know Cam Hayward has endorsed it. So I'll say never for this, man. Can you imagine Russell Wilson handing the ball off to Le'Veon Bell next year?
That would be unbelievable.
If you would have told me that would be a thing 3-4 months ago, I would say you are suffering from whatever Antonio Brown is suffering from right now.
Which is a lot.
Which is a lot of CTE SPN. Okay? But I think AB said on his Twitter the other day, bring back the killer bees.
I have no comment.
And you know who would say no to that? Ben Roethlisberger.
And Le'Veon Bell.
Ben is having a very good time in retirement.
He's hanging out.
He's doing his podcast thing. He's hanging out with his kids.
He's chilling.
And Ben was never really the grind it out, work hard kind of guy.
Not to say he's not a Steelers legend.
He is, absolutely. But he was more of the come to work and come play because I'm so damn physically and naturally talented at the game of football. $50 Gold Club. He is a gold.
Timmy, you're in.
F Coop in the chat. Timmy's a Gold Club member. Let's go, Timmy. I think he's today's MVP so far. I gotta say it.
Timmy and Gary for sure.
Let's go, baby. You guys keep the super chats rolling. We're gonna stay live. We're gonna stay live, baby. All right, Christopher Roy with a $5. Oh no, LT with a $10. Says, what's Lamar's record versus the Steelers? I think he has one win?
Yeah, it's 1 or 2.
I'm going to look it up right now.
By the way, Christopher Roy, with this $5 super chat, is $25 away from Gold Club.
Christopher's 25?
He is.
Christopher, you're 25 away from Gold Club. Let's add another Gold Club member today. Come on.
Can we see another signing today? I hope so.
I hope so. I hope we see a trade.
For Sneed?
Trade for Sneed.
Oh, man, that would be something.
Make this defense even better.
Omar's Burner's in the chat. He said, I just got off work. Am I being punked? We got Patrick Queen. Oh, yeah.
Not only did we get Patrick Queen.
He's a Steeler.
We got him for a steal.
He's a Steeler.
God,
and the Steelers stole him.
I love Omar Khan, man. Omar Khan is... I think he's a top 5 GM in football.
How can you argue
Make an argument against it. Look at the draft class from last year. Look at what they're bringing in this year. They got Russell Wilson, a top 10 passer rating quarterback last year, a good starter. All right, you can say whatever you want about him being elite or whatever. Whatever. You can't say he's not a good starting quarterback.
He's a starting quarterback in the NFL, and at the absolute minimum, he's a significant upgrade on what the Steelers had last season.
Exactly, and this team went 10-7 last year with, Booty Juice as our quarterback. All right, you guys were a big fan of the Booty Juice yesterday.
That was a good one. I like that.
So, we add a good starting quarterback that was the number one. Okay, here's another thing on Russell Wilson, by the way. Can you guess who the number one passer rating quarterback was last year with play action?
Russell Wilson?
Russell fucking Wilson.
Wait, I have a question.
Yeah.
Do you know who likes to use a lot of play action?
Artie Smith.
Let's go!
That play action deep shot from under center to George Pickens from the rocket launcher that is on Russell Wilson's right shoulder is going to move mountains.
Oh, it's gonna be unbelievable.
It's going to be unbelievable.
Another
next season.
20 from Christopher. He's
$5 away from Gold Club.
He says, I'm hearing Bobby Wagner could also be a Steeler for vet minimum. I wish, Christopher.
Stop playing, man.
I wish.
Stop playing. If they get Bobby Wagner for the vet minimum,
I might cry.
I will shit my pants live on the stream. Coop will have to smell that shit all day.
I will leave and Sperry will self-produce.
If they get him for 1.2 or whatever it is for him, oh my God, dude.
That would be sick, bro.
Dude, what they could do with that, if they had Wagner, Roberts, and Queen, is that they could rotate them and keep their legs fresh for the entire season.
Whole game, yeah. Or all season, yeah. That'd be amazing.
They would be fresh for even when they make the Super Bowl.
Unreal.
That would be unbelievable. I don't think Bobby's coming here now because of this signing.
I would agree.
But if it happens, man, holy schnitzel.
I think he ends up staying in Seattle.
I could see it.
Yeah.
But even if he
because Seattle was trying to get Queen.
Also, if he comes here, you can say goodbye to drafting a linebacker, and you can say goodbye to Cole Holcomb.
Yeah, and like I said, I like Cole Holcomb, and I feel bad for him.
Me too, man. I like the guy. I really do. I want to see him. And you know what? If the Steelers end up cutting him, I hope he finds a place, and I hope he eventually makes it back as a good starter in this league because he deserves it. He's a good player. He works hard. $5 super chat from Christopher C. Says Steelers need offensive tackle, center, strong safety, corner, and I would add nickel corner to that, actually. If we get Curl or Poyer, Gilmore, Trey White, Mims in the first, and Zach Frazier in the second, we are true Super Bowl contenders. Thoughts? So out of my choices here, I would go with Cameron Curl over Jordan Poyer because Poyer's more of a free safety. I think he's like 190 pounds.
Yeah, he's smaller.
He's smaller, so you would have to put Minka in the box, and that's not something I want to do. Cam Curl is a bigger guy, can play in the box. He's expected to get a little bit more money. He's expected like 13 or so million a year.
Curl is?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So unless they can Patrick Queen this thing and get him for 7, that'd be great. Gilmore, I like the fit with Gilmore because, I'll be the first one to admit, he got toasted against Green Bay last year.
Yes, he did.
Okay? But you also have to take the bad with the good, and he shut down A.J. Brown.
Yep.
He shut down A.J. Brown in Week 14 last year. It was one of the best cornerback performances of the season, going one-on-one all the time against A.J. Brown. And shutting him down. So he's still a really good player. It'd be a 1-year rental with Gilmore.
Right. Yes, he's signing a 1-year deal.
If you get Gilmore, you're probably signing like a high upside corner in the draft in the middle rounds.
I think his value is like somewhere around $10 million-ish.
Yeah, $10 million.
Yeah.
Somebody that's older. He's the same age as Patrick Peterson. I know there's a lot of Steelers fans that are going to be like, we don't want another Patrick Peterson. And
he's better.
And I understand that, but he is better, and he's way better in press man coverage. So as long as he doesn't lose his legs like Pat did this year, he should be fine. I like the fit with Gilmore. White's more of a zone corner. Not really interested in that. And then Mims, I like Mims in the first, and then Zach Frazier in the second a lot as well. Oh, we have a new member of Steelers Talk Gold Club, and it's Christopher Roy.
Our third of the evening.
Everybody give it up for Christopher Roy in the chat.
Patrick Queen responded to Russell Wilson on Twitter and said, "Let's do it, my boy."
Let's do it, my boy. All right, I'm going to put DK just sent me the link for YouTube for the DK cut.
Cool.
Take over for a second. Give some shout outs.
I got you.
I'll be right back, folks. All right, I got to take care of a little bit of business.
Let's ride, fellas. Guess who's a Pittsburgh Steeler? It's Patrick Queen. Let's freaking go. Shout out to Christopher Roy, our newest Gold Club member. And we also have Crucify Plays, who sent in $1 and then a $2 super chat. Queen posted on X back. He is hype. Yes, sir. Patrick Queen is hyped to be here, man. And we're hyped to have him. Sam Pugh in the chat. What up, Sammy? What's going on, OG Black Diamond member? We don't need Russ to be better than Patrick Mahomes. We just need him to make the plays needed and don't turn over the rock. His strengths, we will find a way to win. Close games like we always do. Excited for the draft. You said it better than I could. Russell Wilson, all they need him to do is just be Russell Wilson. They don't need him to be Patrick Mahomes or Joe Burrow. They just need him to be himself. Rely on the run game, rely on his weapons, and it'll take care of himself.
He beat the Chiefs and the Bills last year on the Broncos.
Exactly.
The Steelers this year are going to be way better roster-wise.
Yes, they're going to have a better roster.
He's going to have more weapons. He's going to have a better run game. I mean, the people that say the Steelers can't win a Super Bowl with Russell Wilson, I just don't get it.
What are you talking about?
I don't get it. He's a good quarterback.
Mark, I'm mad as a Ravens fan. Great value for Patrick Queen. He's still getting better and improved through circumstances that would make most players bust. Yeah, man, it's just the value of the deal is what really shocked me. I mean, you get him for less than $15 million a year. PFF projected him at, what, $18 million? So you're getting him almost $5 million under projection. Pretty awesome stuff, man. Shout out to Mr. Omar Khan. The con artist does it once again. Can you believe it? It's unreal, man. So your first three moves of free agency: signing Russell Wilson, signing a punter, and signing Patrick Queen. Unreal. Be sure to subscribe to the channel because we are doing it every single day here on Steelers Talk by Chat Sports. We're covering the latest Pittsburgh Steelers rumors, news, analysis, draft coverage, watch parties every single week. Everything you can imagine around the Pittsburgh Steelers, we're covering it, so be sure to hit that subscribe button. I see some talk about one of our favorite players here in the chat, Sperry, and that would be Corey Trice Jr.
I like Corey Trice.
Do you think he can develop into CB2?
It's possible, but you can't rely on it.
Yes, agreed.
You know, this is why you would maybe go get like a 1-year contract for Stephon Gilmore, where like if Corey Trice Jr. comes in camp and he's unbelievable and he's like a bona fide starter, great, put him in the rotation. But like if you have Stephon Gilmore, it's not like you're relying on Corey Trice to be that guy for you. He's a 7th-round pick that just came off of major knee injury. You can't rely on him to be a starter. You want to be you want it to be a happy surprise for him to be a starter next year for you, is what I would say.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, man. Sorry, folks. I'll be back in just a second here. Guys, take care of business.
Omar's Burner, shout out, $5 super chat. Johnston is also an excellent signing, dove into the numbers, and was better than Townsend across all metrics. I tagged you guys in the tweet as well. I'll go check that out, Omar. I fell asleep as soon as I got home last night.
Yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of the more crazy weeks here at Chat Sports. You know, it's this week and then it's NFL draft week that, you know, really get to you, and, you know, the schedule is just unbelievable, but it's totally worth it, man, because of the excitement, because you're adding new players. We get to hang out with you guys. This is why we do what we do here. This is like our AFC Championship, and then the draft is like our Super Bowl.
But Omar, what I'll tell you this is we did the cut on it yesterday, and as long as he's better than Presley Harvin III, which I think is pretty damn near impossible for him to be worse, then I'm okay with it. I am, because Presley Harvin set this team back last year.
Oh yeah, no question.
He did.
That's just a fact.
It's an underrated part of the game, and when your punter can't punt it 40 freaking yards, like Presley Harvin can't, that's why he's no longer on this team.
Couldn't have said it better myself there, Coop.
That's why he's no longer on the squad. Shout out to Jeff in the chat. He says, Queen will finally feel like what it's like to win a Steelers-Ravens game. Oh, yeah.
That's pretty good. All right, I'm almost done here.
We still need one more linebacker if Holcomb is not the answer. Hold on, let me reread this. We still need one more linebacker. Holcomb is not the answer, so he shouldn't start if he gets injured a lot. Yes, he does get injured a lot, and I think that's why the Steelers could be in a market for another linebacker. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
I mean, if they're not sure on Cole Holcomb,
then they have to go get another linebacker.
I mean, another linebacker. But the thing is, would it be like a Bobby Wagner? I'm not sure. It depends on how much money Wagner is willing to take.
Yep.
You know, like if he's willing to come here for like an incredible contract to try and win one more Super Bowl with his boy Russell Wilson and play for Mike Tomlin, which I know would be like a match made in heaven. Like Bobby
Absolutely.
Wagner and Mike Tomlin, like that personality-wise, that is Mike Tomlin's type of dude. But I think the fact that they went out and got Queen probably tells you that Wagner probably doesn't want to come to the Steelers.
Yeah, probably. I mean, I think if Bobby Wagner did want to come to the Steelers, they would have gotten the deal figured out, right?
I would think so. You know, I think maybe yesterday they might have been like calling Bobby, seeing if like what he would want, and then maybe the price. Like maybe he wants a multi-year contract. I don't know, and the Steelers don't want to do that. But with Patrick Queen, you're getting somebody at a good price. All right, this is a good price for an all-pro linebacker.
Crazy, man.
The Ravens are paying their guy, who is like tiny. Roquan Smith is a small linebacker. Right, he's a great linebacker, but he's smaller than Patrick Queen. They're paying him $20 million a year. The Steelers are going to be paying this cat less than $14.
Are you joking?
I mean, that is just an absolute steal that Omar Khan just pulled off. I'm good now, by the way.
Omar's burner with the 10, giving us our punting stats of the day.
Johnston, 40. Yeah, I mean, I think we showed these on the show yesterday on the video that we did. But, you know, the thing with Johnston is that he's like literally the exact opposite of Presley Harvin
Exactly.
III. You know,
He's an accurate punter.
Presley's always had the big leg, but he's never able to control it. This guy has a not big leg. I don't even know how you describe that. A little leg? A weak level? He's an NFL.
I'm not a punting expert.
I don't know how to describe that leg, but it's not strong. But what he does is that he controls the ball well. He pins teams back when he's punting from his own 40 or whatever. You know, he has the ability to just put that football right where he wants to, put it out of bounds. Put it right on the person, and then, the fair catch percentage is very high as well. So I think he's a good punter. I think he's what the Steelers need, because I think the Steelers are going to move the football effectively next year. So you don't really need a guy with a massive leg to kick it 70 yards down the field. Maybe with Kenny Pickett you needed someone like that because the Steelers would never move the football, but with a guy like Russell Wilson in charge here, with Arthur Smith as the OC, he knows what he's doing, in my opinion. I think that this punter is exactly what the Pittsburgh Steelers need right now, and I think that's a good signing for Omar Khan yet again, man.
Also, some news here in the NFL. The Dallas Commanders have done it once again.
Oh, my gosh.
Do you want to guess?
Jordan Lewis?
Dante Fowler.
Oh, what?
Dante Fowler to the Commanders.
Dude, they just keep stealing everybody.
Everybody. It's crazy.
Oh, my God, man. Unbelievable.
But if you missed it, the big news of the day, the Pittsburgh Steelers signing Patrick Queen to a 3-year, $41 million deal. The best linebacker in 2024 NFL free agency joins the Pittsburgh Steelers.
I mean, it's just an incredible deal from Omar Khan here to pull this off. And now we wait. Now we wait on what the plan is at the rest of the positions, because you let go of Patrick Peterson. You know, what are you going to do at outside corner? What are you going to do at safety? What are you going to do at nickel corner? What are you going to do at center? What are you going to do at tackle? There's still holes to fill here. If you're the Pittsburgh Steelers, bonk, by the way. $2 super chat here from Mazubi. Third time super chat, my bad.
Shout out Mazubi.
Shout out to Mazubi. $2 super chat says, do the Steelers have the best defense
Pause.
in the league right now?
They're in the conversation.
I can tell you this right now. Pittsburgh Steelers gonna be fucking next year.
They're gonna have a beastly defense.
By the way, the best line at the Chat Sports office this week was said by Marshall Green when he said, "I want a QB that fucks."
He did say that. And it's true.
Unbelievable. All right, so Mazubi says, do the Steelers have the best D in the league right now? It depends on what they do at corner and safety and how they fill out the secondary.
It depends how the rest of the offseason shakes out.
Because you have 3 starters in the secondary that we don't know who they're going to be.
Yeah, exactly.
So
you don't know who the strong safety is going to be. You don't know who CB2 is going to be. And then what's the other one? Linebacker, I guess.
Well,
we know those.
Nickel corner, outside corner, strong safety. Those are the three things you need to get. And I bet the Steelers get 2 safeties because they like to do that 3 safety
rotate.
package.
Yep.
They like to do that rotation. So I don't think Omar Khan's done. I think this might be the biggest move of the day unless they trade for L'Jarius Sneed, which would be unbelievable. But what, another one?
No, that's what I was saying. If they traded for Sneed, that would be crazy.
I mean, if you add Sneed to this defense now, and then you get Julian Blackmon and Kenny Moore, that might be the best defense in football.
It might be, man.
It might be one of the best defenses in Steeler history.
And that's saying a lot because of the history of the Steelers.
This might be the best defense. If they can get Sneed, Kenny Moore, and Julian Blackmon, and then sign Jeremy Chin on a team-friendly deal, this might be the best defense in the Mike Tomlin era, and that's saying something because he's had a lot of great defense.
They got Jeremy Chin and Kenny Moore. Oh, boy.
And by the way, last year, you want to know what Kenny Pickett's record is when the opposing team scores 20 points?
20 points or more
20
or less?
points or more.
It can't be good.
1-7.
Yeah.
And you know what the one win was? It was last year against the Browns when the defense scored 2 touchdowns.
Of course.
And George Pickens took a slant 75 yards to the house.
But guess what? Kenny Pickett's not our QB anymore, thank God.
Exactly. So the people that tell me that, Jack, Russell Wilson's not the answer. You can't win a Super Bowl with Russell Wilson. This is his lateral move. That's what I hear people say all the time. And it's you think Russell Wilson, with a better offensive coordinator in Arthur Smith, who led the Titans to a #1 seed, remember that, in 2020. He made Ryan freaking Tannehill
look ridiculous.
Look like a franchise quarterback. 33 touchdowns to 8 interceptions in 2020.
It's his best year.
And then Ryan Tannehill went to the AFC Championship game with him in 2019.
Yep.
Just imagine what he could do with Russell Wilson, who is by far the most talented quarterback that he has ever worked with as his starting quarterback in his career.
I mean, he had freaking Desmond Ridder and Marcus Mariota and Taylor Heineke over there in Atlanta. What a joke!
And now he has Russell Wilson, George Pickens to throw those deep shots to. Maybe Deontay Johnson, we'll see on him. Maybe Tyler Boyd, we'll see on him. Pat Freiermuth, an excellent receiving tight end. Darnell Washington, we still don't know how good he's going to be.
Jaylen Warren, a good receiver in the backfield.
Jaylen Warren, a great receiving back. I mean, what's not to love here?
Exactly.
I was saying it on NFL Daily Live earlier that I think that the Steelers are the favorites in the AFC North. And I know because the Ravens just signed Derrick Henry and they won the division last year and they're #1 seed last year that they might win the division. They might. They're a good team. But with the 2 wins, I think the Steelers are going to get over the Ravens because Lamar Jackson stinks against the Steelers.
Yes, he does.
I like the Steelers' chances to win the division. $5 super chat here from Meech H says, where should the Steelers target a wide receiver in the draft? It looks like second round to me.
You think second round?
Based on the guys that they talked to, formal meetings, all of them are round 2, early round 3 guys, even late first round guys.
This is an awesome wide receiver class, man.
Awesome wide receiver draft. There's going to be somebody that falls to your pick in the #2. All right, your second round pick.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's Keon Coleman. I don't know if that's Jalen McMillan. But I trust the Steelers to pick the right one. Because they always pick the right one, right?
They always do.
They always pick the right receiver, whether it be Deontay Johnson, whether it be Antonio Brown, George Pickens, right? Even guys like Martavis Bryant and Mike Wallace and all these guys that had a ton of success here. Hines Ward, bunch of great receivers.
And I think that's
Santonio Holmes.
It says about the Steelers culture because once those guys leave the Steelers, they kind of go down the shitter.
Exactly. Well, I mean, I think it helped that they played with Big Ben Roethlisberger.
Details.
Big Ben was an all-time great quarterback in his prime for sure. Newest Gold Club. Wait, no, not Gold Club yet.
He's got a ways to go.
Got a ways to go. Brandon Nicholson says, now what about C.J. Gardner-Johnson? And I kind of like C.J.
I'm a fan of his game. He spent last year with the Lions, right?
And he was hurt for pretty much the entire season.
Yep.
He came back for their playoff run, but he's somebody that can play in the slot. He's somebody that can play safety. He's somebody that can move around the defense. and he's played in a similar style of defense before with the Philadelphia Eagles. So I like the fit with CJ. He's a trash talker, all these different things. He's like the type of personality that Mike Tomlin would be like, let's bring this guy in, man. I want to be able to say, whoa, not sick him. And with CJ Gardner-Johnson, you don't have to tell him sick him. Plain and simple.
He's a dog. Jimmy G getting cut by the Raiders, by the way. I think we knew that already.
About damn time.
Yeah, but they're officially cutting him tomorrow when the league year begins.
Jimmy G should not be a quarterback in this league, period.
He shouldn't be.
He might be the backup quarterback in San Francisco.
Do you think? No way.
He knows that playbook forwards, backwards, and sideways.
What about Miami?
Miami's a destination too. He's going to go to a Shanahan-style system because
100%.
that is where he's had the most success. And by the way, that is the only system he can play in because he only throws over the middle of the field.
Very true.
Like, he's like the anti-Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray never throws over the middle of the field because he's too small.
Jimmy G only throws over the middle.
Jimmy G only throws in the middle of the field because his arm isn't strong enough to throw outside the numbers. So he needs to go to one of those West Coast systems where it's a lot of in-cuts, lots of crossing routes, all these different things. He's going to be in that style of offense. Ricky Campbell, first-time Super Chatter here, says, the con artist strikes again. The Steelers are getting Russell Wilson and Patrick Queen. It's only going to get better.
You said it, my friend.
And by the way, first-time Super Chatters, let's give him some Ric Flair drip. Woo! Man, I'm patiently waiting for this next con bomb to drop, and we are going to go nuts when it happens. We're not going anywhere, folks. So you better not be going anywhere. And that, by the way, we got a black diamond in our midst. It is Elliptic 6. Says, do you think the Steelers should find a corner in the draft or free agency?
¿Por qué no los dos?
Yeah, exactly. Like, why not do both? It kind of depends on the corner they get. If they get L'Jarius Sneed, they're probably going to give him an extension, and that's going to be that. All right, you hope Corey Trice Jr. maybe develops or something like that into a good rotational piece. But I think you're done at corner if you get L'Jarius. But if you get like a one-year rental on a guy like Stephon Gilmore, then you think about taking like a Renardo Green in the third round or something along those lines. Somebody that fits the mold, but maybe isn't quite ready to play in the NFL. So we got to sing the song. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6er. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6er. 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 Great, the signing of Patrick Queen down there in the comment section.
I gotta grab something real quick.
Coop's got to get something done here, man. Oh my gosh, I'm starting to run out of water, folks. Good. Hydrate or dihydrate. Looks like I'm going to be dehydrating here pretty soon. But man, I'm waiting for Omar Khan to give us another splash move sometime today. Hopefully it happens while we're still live. I would absolutely love that. I mean, I reacted to the news live on NFL Daily on the mainstream that we have on the Chat Sports YouTube channel right now. It was just absolute madness. I mean, the Ravens host, Tyler Jones, broke the news to me, and I was like, oh my God.
You're like, I have to go.
I was like, we got to go live on Steelers Talk right now, baby. It was just awesome. Good. It's just been an awesome 3 days. I know yesterday was a little bit stressful because the Steelers only signed a punter, right? You got to address corner. You got to address safety. You got to address linebacker. You got to address center. You got to address tackle. And the Steelers didn't make a single move yesterday other than special teams. And I get why people were starting to get antsy. But like I said yesterday on Twitter, in Khan we trust, we must stay calm. All right? We have to stay calm because we have to have our faith in Omar Khan because he has shown nothing but the best of being a team builder in his time as the GM of this football team. Plain and simply. He's showing the ability to go out and make moves, to make trades when necessary, right? Well, by the way, how crazy would it be? We talked about this before we went live today, Coop. How crazy would it be if they traded like a 5th or a 6th round pick in exchange for Justin Fields to be Russell Wilson's backup and the Steelers' long-term answer at the starting quarterback position?
Imagine.
Can you imagine it? I personally...
It's not an impossible scenario.
I can't see it, personally. I think the Steelers still believe in Kenny Pickett, and if Russell Wilson plays well, I think they're going to extend him and keep him for the foreseeable future. So I think that's their plan. If Russell Wilson works out, He's going to get an extension, okay? Kind of like Baker Mayfield. He takes a prove-it deal in year 1. He gets paid year 2. I think it's going to be a similar situation with Russell Wilson. And if Wilson stinks, they'll go back to Pickett. That's what I think their plan is going to be. So make sure you give me a follow. If you haven't already, I'm on Twitter at Jack_Sperry. I'm posting updates all throughout the day and all throughout the night when it comes to the Steelers, when it comes to the NFL draft, when it comes to the NFL in general. All right, I love to give my take. If you appreciate my analysis and my takes, you can go check me out at Jack_Sperry. I highly appreciate you guys. And then also I'm on Instagram at sparedog.football.
I was hoping I got that right.
And you can also follow Coop on X and Instagram. It's at Jeff_Coop27 on both. I'm
tweeting about mainly NBA stuff, some NFL stuff as well. Mainly everything that has to do with sports. I tweet about it more or less.
Absolutely. Big Dallas Mavericks fan over here.
Big Mavs fan.
Gets very upset whenever they lose. Okay.
Oh, it puts me in shambles.
Absolutely.
There's no question.
I have been. I actually went with Coop.
And it was the worst.
I went with Coop to a Mavs game this year, and it was the biggest collapse that they had all season.
They were up, wasn't it like 19 points in the fourth?
20 plus.
What a joke.
And they lost. It was unbelievable. He was so pissed on the car ride home. It's just unbelievable.
I literally couldn't get over myself.
Christopher Roy says Chase Young and Nets. I don't think so, man.
So I just saw Chase Young is visiting the Saints, the Titans, and there was one other. I can't remember who it was.
Yeah, I personally, guys, I think you're probably pretty set at edge rusher. You need to get another one. You need to add like a number 4 edge rusher.
So he's visiting the Titans, the Panthers, and the Saints. Makes sense.
Could see that. He's a younger player. Those are teams that can afford to take a risk on a younger player like him. Chase Young, I don't think is going to happen. Because, I think Chase wants to be a starter. He won't be a starter here in Pittsburgh. He'd be a rotational. And, I mean, Chase Young is a starting edge rusher in this league, plain and simply. He's number 2 overall pick. He's still massively talented. You can say whatever you want about him not loving football or whatever. He doesn't give the best effort on the field. And by the way, because of those effort problems, I don't think he's a Pittsburgh Steeler personally. I know Mike Tomlin said that one time, I wish I could draft a player like you. That doesn't mean that he is for sure going to go get him, right?
Exactly.
You have TJ Watt under a massive contract. You have Alex Highsmith now locked up to a long-term deal. Nick Herbig was excellent in a rotational role last year. And I'd actually be okay bringing back Marcus Golden. I'd be okay with that. He was fine.
Yeah, he was fine when he played limited snaps.
Yeah, he was fine.
Yeah,
and bring him back as a 4th guy.
He makes more sense as a rotational than Chase Young does.
Way more sense. He's way cheaper. All right? The Steelers still have to address corner, safety, nickel corner, center, and tackle before the start of next season. That's 5 positions that need to be filled.
The Colts are re-signing Kenny Moore.
Oh, no. What's happening here?
What a joke!
Kenny Moore going back to the Colts so we can say goodbye to that dream.
That pisses me off, man.
Apparently also the the Dallas Commanders are looking into nickel corner Jordan Lewis and Jaron Kearse.
Are you kidding me?
No, I'm not.
He's getting everyone from the Cowboys.
So, can I throw something out at you guys? What if we get Isaiah Simmons as nickel corner?
Is he a nickel corner?
I think he's athletic enough. And the thing that Isaiah Simmons is not is he's not a linebacker.
He's not a linebacker.
Because here's the thing about playing linebacker.
They've played him everywhere. They've played him on the edge. They've played him a linebacker. They've played him at safety.
And by the way, you know who loves those versatile chess pieces? Mike Tomlin. Okay? I think Isaiah Simmons is a nickel corner in this league, guys. He might be the biggest one there is in the entire league, but he's shifty. He's got agility. He's great in man coverage. That's the one thing Isaiah Simmons does that's actually good.
Well, Kenny Moore got 3 years, $30 million too. So it's a reasonable deal.
It's a good deal for him.
Yeah.
$10 million is a good number for him, for sure. Etheria says, stop stealing my damn Cowboys.
You have to talk to Dan Quinn about that one, Etheria.
You have to start. Yeah, man. I mean, Commanders, 9 signings already for the Washington Commanders.
They are cooking.
And by the way, they still have the most cap space of anybody. It's unbelievable.
Still?
Yes.
Wow.
They still have, I don't know how much they spent on the, here comes Marshall Green from the Giants now.
MG! Patrick Queen.
Less than $14 million a year.
Are Pittsburgh Steelers.
He's all-pro.
Marsh,
24-year-old all-pro.
Sperry said that his favorite saying of this whole free agency period was you saying, I like a quarterback that fucks.
No, I want a quarterback that fucks. That's what Marshall Green said.
He does. He does.
Drew Lock fucks,
No doubt.
All right. Shout out to Marshall Green, man. All right, $5 super chat here from Samuel Pugh coming in. Says, I'd rather trade Kenny Pickett and Deontay Johnson for a 3rd or 4th round and Fields, LOL. Get Kenny Pickett out of here and let the best QB win. We could trade Fields next year if Russ is the guy. He's not wrong.
Yeah.
But if you're trading for Justin Fields for like what? At this point, it's like a 4th or 5th round pick for him, and he's your backup.
Right.
I would say I as much as I would consider this, Samuel Pugh, I don't think it's going to happen. All right? I don't think it's going to happen because I think the Steelers still like Kenny Pickett. I still think that in a backup situation and something happens to Russ, like if there's like a God forbid, a Aaron Rodgers situation with Russell Wilson and Kenny Pickett has to play the entire season, I think they feel okay with that. It's just getting Russell Wilson for 1.21 was a deal that they could not refuse.
Yep.
It was just too good of a value.
Exactly.
If it wasn't for Russell Wilson, I actually think that they would probably be trading for Fields, though, just because his price is so low. But, I think they like Kenny Pickett. I don't think they're going to trade another draft pick to get Fields. Etheria says, grabs baseball bat. Come here, Dan. We're going to have a talk. All right, Etheria.
You go for it. That'd be funny.
If you can get Dan Quinn tied up to a chair in your basement, then, I don't know. I don't even know how you would be, like, what the process would be to do that.
I have no
Kidnapping
idea.
an NFL head coach? That's got to be like Ocean's 11. That's tough, man.
So I guess Rappaport is saying Kenny Moore becomes the highest paid nickel in the NFL.
Yeah, it makes sense. Josh Uche back to the Patriots. Good edge rusher for them. Good for him. Christopher Roy comes in with the super chat here, $2. Says Dak is going to be a Commander.
Shit, at this rate, he might be.
Nah,
they're drafting Drake May.
Honestly, a little surprised they didn't go get Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
They have. How many Cowboys do they have now? They got Dorrance Armstrong, Dante Fowler,
Tyler Biadasz.
So wait a minute. Do you think the Commanders are going to go with Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler as their number 1 and number 2 edge rushers?
They paid Dorrance Armstrong like a number 1 edge.
Did they?
Yeah.
How much?
Well,
I don't think so.
45.
Paid him like a good number 2.
Yeah, that's true.
If they could get Daniil Hunter, that is an incredible edge rusher room for them, by the way. All right, $5 super chat from my man Steve Young. Says Pitt is 19-15 the last 2 years. Regular season, 17-7 in games where KP played 2+ quarters. Freaking Mitch. Now we have Russ, 12 wins easy. And by the way, the Steelers were, when people talk about Kenny Pickett's winning record, okay, they don't realize and they don't account for the fact that the Steelers defense has been unbelievable these past 2 seasons. We have wasted arguably the best defense over the last 2 years in the National Football League
a damn shame.
because the quarterback can't put up points. And by the way, I give equal blame to Kenny Pickett and Matt Canada. Maybe even a little bit more to Matt Canada.
Yes, agreed.
Okay?
It's not all Kenny's fault.
Like, Kenny was shafted. Don't get me wrong.
If the Steelers...
He was put in a terrible situation. But with a team this talented, you cannot strap yourselves to a quarterback that has had the production that Kenny Pickett has had at this point in his career. Plain and simple.
If the Steelers had Russell Wilson last season, would they have been in the AFC title game?
Maybe.
How
many points per game did the Denver Broncos have last year? I'm going to look this up right now. We're going to do some statistical analysis for you guys.
Antoine Hill says Drew Aller in next year's draft. $2 super chat. Drew Aller freaking stinks. You do not want Drew Aller on your football team.
Oh my gosh, that's funny, man. All right, so let's see. Points per game. Denver had 21 points per game last year. And again, Russell Wilson didn't play every game.
Yes, correct.
Okay? Steelers had 17.9. Okay? So you look at pretty much every single time the Steelers defense gave up over 20 points. They lost because the quarterback play was just that bad. If the Steelers score 21 points a game next year, I mean, they probably win, at least 2 more games?
At least.
At least, right? And, the Bengals are going downhill. They're going like this. Okay? Cleveland still stinks because they have a bum at quarterback. I'm sorry. I said it on NFL Daily Live today. Deshaun Watson sucks at quarterback. I don't know why people talk.
Bad quarterback.
Like, people always talk about him in the national media as if he's still a good quarterback. Why? He had slightly better numbers than Kenny Pickett last year. Slightly better. And he's getting paid what he's getting paid. It's absolutely unbelievable.
When was the last time Deshaun Watson was a good quarterback?
2020.
Yeah.
2020.
That's a long time ago. That's 4 years ago for those counting.
That's 4 years ago, y'all. The Browns and Bengals are going to be fighting for last place in that division next year. I really do think it's going to be Steelers Ravens at the top of the division next year, and that's going to be a fight. And in fact, I'd be willing to bet right now, Coop. All right, I think I know. I don't know the entire schedule, but I think I know the first game, and I think I know the last game.
The first game will be Monday Night Football, Steelers Broncos in Mile High.
Mile High Stadium, Week 1, Russ's return to Broncos country. Okay, then Week 18 is going to be, I would think, I don't know if it will be in Pittsburgh or Baltimore, but
it will be Steelers.
It's going to be the Ravens because they're going to think that game could be a divisional game that decides the division.
Absolutely.
And it absolutely could.
It could. No
and by the way,
it.
I bet Patrick Queen strip sacks Lamar for the game for the win. Unbelievable, man. Make sure you guys click that subscribe button right now. We appreciate you guys. We got, how many people watching right now?
800.
Still got 800 people here?
Are you joking?
Oh my gosh, man. How long have we been live?
We've been live for an hour and 18 minutes.
Oh my gosh, we've been live for almost as long as the Russell Wilson stream.
I know.
We've made more money than the Russell Wilson stream. That's unbelievable, man. Somebody says Elandon has glaring issues. He's not, I will say this about Elandon. He's not the best, coverage guy in the world. All right? I think he got a lot better than what he was in Miami last year.
Yeah, for sure.
I think Elandon Roberts deserved to be a Pro Bowler last year. He was really good. Let me look up his Pro Football Focus stuff.
Yeah, Elandon was solid.
Elandon was
the king. We're not stopping.
And by the way, when Elandon got hurt, remember how fucking terrible the linebacking core was when he left?
Oh, it was bad.
It was bad.
I need to sneeze one moment.
All right, Elandon Roberts, 72.2 overall grade, 26th overall. Okay, so that's not bad. His coverage grade was a 69.0, which is above average. Okay, so is Elandon Roberts the best pass coverage guy, zone coverage guy in the world? No, his instincts aren't the best. But he's a great leader in the locker room. He's the green dot. He's a leader on the field, man. He really is. And he's one of the best run defending inside linebackers in football. So you're pairing that up with a guy in Patrick Queen who does a lot of the same things really, really well.
No doubt.
This is the fastest inside linebacker room in the National Football League. The more speed you got, the more things you can do with disguises and all these different things Mike Tomlin loves to do on third down. It's going to be fun defensively next year, man. It really, really is. So get in the comments section right now and let me know who should the Steelers sign next. We know that Kenny Moore is off the table.
Elandon Robinson to the Panthers.
I kind of like that for them.
I like that move.
He's a good nose tackle. They're probably not paying him anything. Has there been any other moves throughout the day? Can we go through
we can roll through the moves.
Can we roll through the moves, the free agency tracker here? Because Kenny Moore is off the table. That's somebody I really wanted the Steelers to get, but if the price tag was $10 million, I kind of understand why the Steelers are saying no to that.
Was this yesterday, Cleveland Furl? Or was that today?
That was this morning.
Okay, we'll start here.
So Cleveland Ferrell is going to be a rotational edge rusher / interior player on third downs for the Commanders. Matt Hennessy signs with the Philadelphia Eagles as a center. I don't even know who Del'Shawn Phillips is.
I honestly have never heard of him.
Good for you, Texans, I guess. Marcus Mariota is going to...
Unbelievable.
Looks like he's going to be the backup quarterback for the Washington Commanders. See ya, Sam Howell. By the way...
That does mean Sam Howell's being traded.
By the way, if you want to get a good backup quarterback, Sam Howell to the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, but he's going into year 3, right?
Year 3.
So then you wouldn't pick up his 5th-year option. Well, I guess he doesn't
even have... Fifth-round pick.
Yeah, so he doesn't have a 5th-year option.
Nope.
Okay.
So I think they're going to keep Kenny, by the way, all right? For all you Kenny people out there, just relax. Then we got Jameis Winston going to the Browns for the 3rd straight year. The Cleveland Browns' backup quarterback is going to be better than their starter, so that's great. Jameis. And by the way, Jameis, if we can talk about Jameis for just a second.
Sure.
He's Joe Flacco.
Yeah.
That's what he is.
He's a great locker room guy.
Strong arm, throws the ball down the field, lots of interceptions. You want to know who had the highest interception percentage in football last year? Joe fucking Flacco. And he won Comeback Player of the Year. What a fucking joke that the Browns got as many awards that they did last year. They deserved. I mean, Kevin Stefanski had a great year. Fine.
He did. Miles Garrett robbed TJ Watt.
Myles Garrett did not deserve it, and neither did Joe Flacco.
No.
I'm sorry, Browns fans. All right, I'm sorry. You guys are frauds. Then we get Trent Sieg. I don't know who that is.
He's the long snapper. It's the Cowboys.
Oh, yeah, this is the long snapper
It's the only move the Dallas Cowboys have made so far in free agency.
Yeah, Jerry Jones, you really seem all in there,
Jerry
buddy.
said he's going to be all in. Yeah, he's been in the Bahamas the last 2 days and has signed his long snapper in the first 24 hours. What a joke.
Let's go back to the AFC North here, where the Bengals add a weapon.
Good
tight
pickup.
end Mike Gesicki, good receiving tight end. He'll be a good weapon for
Yeah.
Joe Burrow. But is that going to make up for losing Tyler Boyd, Joe Mixon, and probably T. Higgins?
Joe Mixon traded to the Houston Texans. That's another big one. Yeah, I'm
Joe
not
Mixon
sure.
traded to the Texans. That's right. And I like that move by the Texans. I know Texans fans are probably hoping for Saquon, but at the end of the day, man, like Joe Mixon's a pretty decent back. Shaq Barrett signed a 1-year, $9 million deal with the Dolphins. I mean, where are they going to find this cap space, man? Are they just going to like backload Tua's contract or something?
I guess so.
I mean, what are they going to do? I mean, Shaq Barrett's a good player. It looks like they're going all in next season. Maybe it works out. I don't know, man. Then we got Nyheim Hines signing with the Cleveland Browns. Another stinker there for Cleveland. They stink. Then we got Darnell Mooney to the Atlanta Falcons. And by the way, this is good for the Steelers because apparently Kansas City was interested in Darnell Mooney.
Yes.
So the fact that he's going to Atlanta to play with Kirk Cousins.
Former Bears GM Ryan Pace is over there in Atlanta running things, so
Exactly.
he brings
Such
in
a
Mooney.
Ryan Pace move, man. Such a Ryan Pace move. Oh! They keep coming with Josh Rodriguez. Says just got out of a meeting to the Patrick Queen news, and boys, I'm loving it. Ba-da-ba-ba-boom. I know we already own Lamar, but now we got someone who practiced against
Yes,
him.
indeed,
Yes,
Josh.
indeed, my friend. He's going to have inside information on the Baltimore Ravens. Get fucked, Derrick Henry.
Yeah, we'll see ya.
We'll see you later, man. Did we get... And by the way, we'll keep going here. Ernest Johnson goes to the Jacksonville Jaguars. Kind of a nothing move there, but then...
Oh, boy, the big kahuna of the day.
The big kahuna of the day, Derrick Henry going to the Ravens. I mean, for all the teams not named the Pittsburgh Steelers, I'd be afraid of the Baltimore Ravens.
No doubt.
Lamar's a good quarterback when he's not playing against Mike Tomlin. Derrick Henry is a guy that can wear out teams.
Zay Flowers.
And you have to keep up with both Lamar and Derrick Henry, and Zay Flowers is an incredible talent there in Baltimore. They still have a great defense, even despite Patrick Queen and Geno Stone leaving. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, I think it's going to be a dogfight between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Baltimore Ravens. One of these teams, I think, is going to be the top wild card team in the AFC. The other one might be the number 1 seed in the AFC.
Yeah.
Other than the Chiefs. The Chiefs might be number 1.
You might be looking at the best 2 teams in the AFC and the Steelers and the Ravens.
I mean, the Chiefs are number 1.
And the Chiefs. How could I forget about them?
You can make an argument right now that the Ravens and Steelers are the 2 top competitors for the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC.
Yeah, for sure.
If Russell Wilson can do what I think he's going to do here in Pittsburgh, which, by the way, is not like being a savior of the franchise, right? He's coming in to be a good deep ball thrower on play action, which he was number 1 in the National Football League in play action passing according to quarterback rating last year.
No doubt about it.
Like, he's going to be awesome in this system. I can't wait. So who should the Steelers sign next? Let me know. Also, Michael Burton, whoever the fuck that is, fullback, goes to the Denver Broncos. Who cares? And then we got Irv Smith.
I like that pickup.
I mean, Irv Smith has gone to a bunch of different places. He's super athletic.
That's why I like him.
But, like, is he ever going to be anything? I don't know, man. I'm not even sure if he hits the field for Kansas City next year, like, at all. He stinks. Then we got Leaky Fotu going to the New York Jets on a 1-year deal worth $2.5 million. Malcolm Roach, whoever the fuck that is.
Excuse you, University of Texas legend Malcolm Roach, defensive end. The entire starting Denver Broncos defense is basically the Texas Longhorns defense from 2018. They have Caden Stearns, Brandon Jones, PJ Locke, and now Malcolm Roach.
And they all stink.
No.
I'm sorry.
No.
Malcolm Roach. $4 million. I guess he's got to be all right. Then we got Michael Dunn.
Don't know who that is.
Michael Dunn. Dunn, see ya. All right, we got George Odom. I mean,
not familiar with his work.
How are these guys getting this level of contract? I've never even heard of George Odom, and he's getting $5 million per year. I mean, seriously, what the hell is going on here? We got
DJ Dallas. I have heard of him.
I have heard of him. Look at his eyes in that picture.
That is crazy.
Was he trying to do that?
Yeah, has to be.
Because he's looking like right into my soul right now, man. Amik Robertson, potential nickel corner for the Steelers, goes to the Detroit Lions. He was kind of a big contract there, man. I don't know if I would have paid Robertson that.
And then,
especially because you're paying Patrick Queen less than $14 million. This is the steal of the day right here.
Absolutely it is.
I mean, I know people are going to talk about the Derrick Henry one to Baltimore, but we just took Eric DeCosta and John Harbaugh's Queen.
We just took them out for lunch.
We just took them out, and we're going to eat their lunch next year, man. I'm telling you right now. Hakeem Adeniji goes to the Browns. Who? He stinks. Drew Lock.
What did you think about this one?
I think he's a good fit. You know, big quarterback, big arm, can throw the ball down the field. You know, he played okay in Seattle. Remember, he led that game, the game-winning drive with Seattle last year. Drew Lock, I mean, I was hearing around the league that people are seeing Drew Lock and Justin Fields in kind of the same vein. And, you know, you don't have to give up draft compensation for Fields or for Lock. So as Marshall Green, our Giants host, would say, Drew Lock fucks. So I guess he's a good fit for the New York Giants. Then we got Shelby Harris, good player, going to the Cleveland Browns. That's the one good player that they have signed today, and he's getting older. On the 2-year deal there, I hope he stinks. I hope he stinks, Shelby Harris.
F you, Shelby Harris. F you.
F you, Shelby Harris. Then we got Deion Bush re-signing with the Kansas City Chiefs there. Rigoberto Sanchez, a little kicker or punter?
One of the two. I don't know.
Which one is it? I don't know why I can't think of
Pretty
this.
sure he's a punter.
I think he's a punter. 3-year, $7.5 million deal there. And then Gerald Everett to the Chicago Bears. I did not know this one.
Yeah, this is a decent pickup. 2 years, $12 million, 6.1 guaranteed.
By the way, he was with the Seattle Seahawks when Shane Waldron was there.
So now they have Cole Kmet and Gerald Everett at tight end.
And I like that duo there. They can run 12 personnel there in Chicago with Caleb Williams. I think the Bears are a playoff team next year, by the way, with Caleb Williams. So there's that. Also, the Washington Commanders signed Dante Fowler Jr., another Cowboy. I mean, they're becoming the Dallas Commanders now, man. The Washington Cowboys, whatever you want to call them. Dante Fowler, good player.
Good player.
What was his Pro Football Focus stuff last year?
He was a decent rotational edge for the Cowboys last year.
So he's a rotational guy. Do you think he's a starter?
Fringe, yeah.
So, like, if they rolled out Dorrance Armstrong and Dante Fowler Jr. as their starting edge rushers next year?
It's a little underwhelming. I do think Armstrong's a starter.
Armstrong is a starter. Yeah.
Fowler is probably like a third guy.
Fowler had a 63.8. He didn't even register to rank because he only played 275 snaps.
He only played on passing downs. He didn't play on rushing downs.
Yeah, so that's probably what his role is going to be here, I'd say.
Yep.
Okay. Kenny Moore. This one, right in the heart, man. I really want.
That's a brutal one.
Really wanted Kenny Moore.
Good deal for him, though.
A good deal for him because he was projected to get like $6 or $7 million per year. He ends up getting 10 to go back to the Colts. And you know what, man? he personifies the Indianapolis Colts
Yes,
to
he
me,
does.
man. So good for him. He's going back there. The Colts are better because they have Kenny Moore on their team. Josh Uche, somebody that I thought I had pegged to the Washington Commanders, is going to be going back to the New England Patriots here on a one-year deal. That's good for them. He's a young player. He's still developing a little bit, but he's had some good seasons in the league. Very athletic.
Yeah.
I like that one. And then Ashawn Robinson, they need to get better on defense, and getting a good nose tackle is very
Just
important.
look at that picture. That's a big dude right there, man.
And by the way, that's a relatively big contract there.
Yeah, 3 years, 22.5
22.5 for him is quite a bit, so that's a good contract for him. He's going to be playing next to Derek Brown, who's also a big boy. I mean, it's going to be tough to run on the Carolina Panthers. That's all I'm going to say, up the middle.
Win the trenches, baby.
That reminds me of like the Pat Williams, Kevin Williams combo in Minnesota all those years back,
Oh, yeah.
where like there are two nose tackle types and they're right next to each other. All right, you got Kayshawn Nixon back with the Packers. That he had his best season last year with the Packers. Doesn't surprise me that he's back there. The Eagles are signing Devontae Parker for some reason. He stinks.
Bad guy. Or not bad guy, bad player. Fully guaranteed 4.69. Very nice.
Can't get open.
Can't get open.
Like, good red zone threat.
And then this is a new one as well.
Oh. Tyler Ott.
Whom?
Tyler Ott to the Washington Commanders.
Re-signing. I've never heard of this brother before.
Tyler, I don't think he was on the Commanders last year.
I don't think he was either. I think that's a...
PFF literally doesn't have
He was
any
on the
details
Ravens
on.
last year.
Yeah, like re-signing.
Yeah, whoever did that.
Whoever did that did it wrong. By the way, I'm looking it up on premium stats on Pro Football Focus. They don't have a single thing on him.
Is he a long snapper?
I don't
He
know.
is.
He's a long snapper.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Okay. So the Commanders get a long snapper, I guess. And they continue to sign players.
Insane.
I think they've signed 10 or 11 players already. And they still have the most cap space of any team. They're just loading up. Adam Peters, man. Holy crap.
I think it's time for us to part, Spare Dog, so we can take care of our other duties here.
Yeah, I would have to agree here. So here's the deal, guys. We got over 800 people, or I guess now just under 800, but over 400 people have liked the video. This has been an incredible stream. Over $600 in super chats. And you know what? If they trade for Deontay or for L'Jarius Sneed or sign Bobby Wagner or something like that, we're going to go live again for you guys, all right?
Oh, yeah.
So if it's a lower level signing, we'll just do a regular video. But if it's a big signing, we're going to be going live once again. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do live shows every single Wednesday. We're going live tomorrow again.
We will be live tomorrow. Guaranteed.
We are guaranteed to go live again tomorrow no matter what happens. So make sure you click that subscribe button, turn on your notifications, and until next time, Steelers Nation,
Here we go, Steelers!
Patrick Queen is a Steeler.